All right, let's jump right into this. Adrian Wojnarowski.
Yeah.
Wojnarowski.
Woj.
Can you put his tweet up? I believe it's G3. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN is reporting.
You're killing them. Just say Woj.
Woj. No, I can do it. I want to do it right.
All right, let's try it
I want to
again.
do that right.
All right. All right.
All right, for my Polish people.
All right.
I'm going to get this right. That is Wojnarowski. It's easy. Wojnarowski.
You're in there. Okay.
That's it.
That's good enough.
That's it. We got to give respect to my Polish people. He's reporting that the Wizards apparently last week we spoke about them being willing to started to break the team down, and the players that were being spoke about were mainly Oubre, Otto, and any other pieces.
Austin Rivers expiring contracts,
right,
small contracts.
Any other pieces that they can throw in. And I believe you and we left it at actually one of these two have to go.
Yes.
Because after we looked through their numbers, we're like, how is it, and you can maybe answer this for us, Keaton, how is it that they're both so remarkably efficient in terms of the statistics, and they are seemingly a perfect fit in terms of what a backcourt should look like, a driver and a shooter, a guy that's looking to set up everyone, and a guy that's looking to knock down shots, but yet something is wrong. Looking at it from the outside looking in, I would assume that this is at least a playoff team, if not a top 5 or 4 team in the Eastern Conference on paper. But something's happening there, Keaton. What's happening?
From my perspective, I think it's defense. You always, like last year, all the games they would get out rebounded. Okay, you signed Dwight Howard. That should take care of the rebound problem because we had some of the scores. Now, it's like we can't stop nobody. We score, we know people score more than us. Like when they played Oklahoma City, they had like 70 points by halftime. They're not playing any type of defense whatsoever. And it's like they want to try to score with everybody, but they're not playing together. I think they need more time. Well, they're not playing together, basically, is my opinion, but they definitely need to play some better defense.
You know what I think? And we talked about this last week. We touched on it. I think there's a chemistry issue, right? And you heard about the thing that happened today. John Wall was fined for saying some things to the coach in practice.
I'm actually looking for Wojnarowski's tweet on that.
Yeah. So apparently they had a heated practice. Players were kind of going at it or whatever. Scott Brooks is trying to get them to turn the intensity up in so many words. And Wall just turned around and told him, F you. And then he had to come back and apologize. Of course, they said, Bradley Beal that was there was said that he said, I've had to deal with this type of stuff for the last 7 years. So I think that sometimes when guys don't mesh, it doesn't on the court, it doesn't work because something needs to be done. So either you need to get rid of the GM, which I've heard a lot of people say, or the coach, but you got to figure out from the inside who can you keep and build around, and you got to get rid of those pieces that don't fit. Otherwise, you're not going to win a championship like this.
That's what's so frustrating about these two because it seems like they fit. But looking at it from as close as you are, Keaton, defensively, if you could keep one of these two thinking defensively, we're already going to assume both of them offensively do what they're supposed to do well, for the most part, whether or not you think John Wall should be a better shooter or not. But we've highlighted defense as an issue. Which of these two are the weak link defensively?
If I had to pick one, I would say Beal.
Okay.
I mean, it's close, though, because, Beal, he do play defense, but I think John straps up more. I think he takes it. It's a personal challenge for him to try to shut down the opposing team's point guard while he do his thing also. But Beal does play defense, though, so that's why I say it's a hard call.
Now the tough part about this whole situation is that you can say, "Oh, they're rebuilding," but their salary
not
cap,
rebuilding.
the salary cap says they are not.
They're not rebuilding.
They are over the cap next year. Bill has this huge, not Bill, but John Wall has a huge contract that's about to kick in.
Yeah, his super max kicking next year.
Yes. So everybody said nobody's budging for John Wall. Bradley Beal maybe, but not John Wall.
I don't buy that. You know why?
Why?
Because it's like a Jimmy Butler situation, right? He's getting his fair value in terms of where he ranks in terms of NBA players, what they're supposed to be getting paid.
Okay.
John Wall is where he's supposed to be. The problem is it's number one money, and on a championship team, he's probably your number 3 or number 4.
Right.
So
I don't even think he deserves super max. He's not, to me, he's not super max money player.
Okay.
I think that's more respect than actually skill, because he can't shoot.
I agree. We talked about this last
He's
week.
a one-man fast break. He's the fastest player on the court. But you need more for a jump shot, he's done.
yeah.
And that's what teams do. And he has gotten a little bit better with the jump shot where he'll hit shots first, second, third quarter, fourth quarter, nothing's there.
He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the confidence. Because looking at his shot, and I know, Keaton, you're a coach also, when you look at his shot, fundamentally, it's right.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good. That's the battle. It's not Lonzo Ball throwing the ball up from his left hip.
No, Lonzo doesn't throw it. He throws it from his ear now, not his hip anymore.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So, Wojnarowski's latest tweet. After getting fired up in practice, John Wall yelled, "F you" at Coach Scott Brooks and has now been fined for it.
We forget you? That's what he said?
Forget you.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So now,
Scott Brooks got fired?
did he get fired?
No, I was asking.
No.
But somebody's got to go. After that,
Yeah.
Well,
It's not gonna be John Wall. That you already know that.
exactly. You don't want Scott Brooks catching a PJ Carlissimo.
Oh, PJ's still hoarse from that event.
He still got.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Wall. I think the only reason Scott Brooks in was trying to get KD with.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think they really wanted Scott Brooks in the first place.
You need more than that. KD's looking at this situation. There's no way he's coming.
There's no way.
Nah.
So
But I
okay.
think that's why they hired Scott Brooks, though.
So if you could keep one of them, which one do you want to keep? Number one. Or would you rather get rid of them both and go complete tank rebuild? Right? Which of those two options would you rather? Are you
I wouldn't want to go take.
100%?
I wouldn't want to take either. I wouldn't want to do that. That would Ubre and Otto right there. I don't know, because that's a tough question. We saw what Bill did, didn't do when John Wall was out last year.
Yes.
So, to me, you got to make him expendable.
Wall. Ooh, man.
It is.
Wow.
This is the easy one for me because the problem is going to be the contract. I don't know if you can move John Wall, but I would move him.
Right.
And like you said, last year, perfect example. The team picked it up. They started playing better. Otto, all those guys came in, made a serious run. I forget how many games they won straight, but they did amazing. So I would be more prone to keep Bradley Beal, see if I can find me another point guard in the draft. You actually may come out just a little bit better than you are right now, just letting Wall go. Because you can keep him and still be horrible. Well, you can just let him go and maybe get a little bit better. Maybe your chemistry gets better.
Yeah.
In the trade, maybe you can get a piece, a spare part back, and then draft.
Yeah. From a distance, I would say scrap this thing. Because, here's the reason. John Wall, 28. All right? Either way, technically, if you take over as general manager of this team, and you're looking at your roster, you're going to see Wall and Beal at the top of your roster, and you should assume that all you got to do is put pieces around them and you're going to make the playoffs, right? But clearly, that's not the case.
Right.
right? So now it comes down to, do you scrap or do you continue to try to put pieces around them? My issue with the two of them is John Wall is 28, I believe, 27 or 28.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Beal is 25 or 26.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like Beal is the choice, especially because he's a shooter in terms of what you keep and build around. But I think what Keaton said about his defense and his attitude as, like, not really being a number one dog type of ready to guard whoever type of player, I think it's a mistake to try to build around a Bradley Beal. Because when Bradley Beal was coming up,
Yeah.
when he came into college, and I was watching him in high school, and he had, shooting guard, classic shooting guard, but the fact is he's not a classic shooting guard because he's small, right? He's really a tweener who in this new NBA can start at shooting guard.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Years ago, he's coming off the bench as somebody's sixth man. Just because he's not a legit 6'4", 6'5", defensive wing kind of player.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Keaton, or is that nah?
Nah, you make sense.
Yeah. Right. So I'd be very scared to build around Bradley Beal. And then me, as, having a point guard mentality myself, I just think John Wall is a mental click away from dominating. It's a mental adjustment.
But that's gonna come from a coach. And remember, they won. They seemed to win better, and they went on that winning streak when he was out.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah, it may just make
it's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that one.
Right. And then, so let's say both of these two teams are on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Two players are on the market. What team should be interested in one of them and why?
I think Bradley Beal. There's a lot of teams looking for shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look
I
at,
agree.
what if he went to the Sixers? And I don't think they can afford him, but if he could, he would be a great piece. I mean, even when the Lakers get, whatever pieces they're trying to put together, if you had him shooting on the wing, he'd be great.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to count on him to score 25, 30 a night.
But you know what might be funny, though, in that situation? He gets on a team like that and his defensive limitations get exposed.
I've seen him play defense before.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a motivation thing. Like sometimes when guys don't get along with each other, it's like, man, I'm not playing no defense.
I think it's a measurement thing. I don't think he has the wingspan or the size to guard twos.
I've seen him in the
NBA.
playoffs really ball hard. I've
Okay.
seen him go for it, but I don't watch him every single night. So,
Keaton, can you think of a landing spot that makes sense for either one of these two?
It'll probably be easier for Bradley Beal to get work than John Wall because he's so ball dominant.
Yeah.
John Wall is not going to a good team that's already established, that already got established ball handlers because he's so ball dominant.
Right.
Well, Bradley Beal basically can fit in anyway because his thing is catch and shoot. He can pretty much go anywhere and do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well,
For John Wall, it would be much tougher to find a new home, than it is for Bradley Beal.
he's got to have the right situation. He's got to have the right coach.
Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah.
Phoenix. Get on a team. They've already got their 2 and their 3 in place. Scorers. Get around a bunch of scorers, and John Wall will flourish.
You know where he would fit, and he couldn't go because of the money he makes with like a Golden State, like that up and down the court style of play.
I don't know, though,
Distribute the
because
rock.
they're going to depend on him to make an open shot, though.
But if he has the right shooters
Right.
around him, you don't have to
Yeah.
depend on him. He can just get down the court, distribute the rock. And maybe he can get better. Maybe
But that's it. He's not distributing the rock. He'll go one-on-one on you in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll come down, Kobe calling the play and pull up a jump shot or pull up a three-pointer like the home opener.
Yeah.
He pulled up a three-pointer. He hadn't hit a three-pointer all night. His phone was like passing the bill. He pulled a three-pointer. What do you do? That's not your strength. He's down by 3. It needs to go to a 3-point shooter.
You know, that might you might be saying something about his IQ that can't really be fixed. You know what I mean? Because again, looking for holes as to why these two don't do well together in the wins and loss in the win column. IQ might be part of it.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.